This past weekend, Sumabato SP51 wrapped up in Japan. A super major tournament, Sumabato didn't quite cross the premier tier threshold, but it was still a big deal, both on the rankings and for the players who made top 8. This tournament was an absolute landmark performance for a lot of players. Career-defining placements for this ranking season, because this tournament was defined by the word that has come to be synonymous with Japanese Smash, upsets. As you've come to expect from this region of chaos, many top seeds were upset on the way into top 8, and didn't end up making it there at all. Which, as always, begs the question of who actually did make top 8. Today we'll be going over that very question, seeing how they made it there and how they did within it. And as always, we'll be starting off by taking a look at Losers 8ths. Those sets being Meister vs Raru and Akola vs Ryuo. I'm sure you're all very shocked to see Akola in Losers bracket this early. So let's go ahead and start with him, shall we? By the way, as a side note, the usual method I get screenshots for videos wasn't quite working as everything was all jumbled and out of order, so I tried something new to get around it. Let me know if you like it more. That being said, Akola came into the tournament as the first seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools absolutely flawlessly, moving into top 96 through winner's side, wherein Akola first defeated Falco main Shupi 3-0 and Meister in another 3-0, moving into winner's quarterfinals. However, once here, Akola actually lost to Akikikusu's Hero in a big upset that sent Akola careening down into losers bracket early. Once down here, Akola defeated Jogibu in one more 3-0 to make top 8 from losers side. Ryuo, one of Japan's best Diddy Kong players, came into Sumabato SP51 as the 13th seed, starting off the weekend by also sweeping pools flawlessly, much like Akola, making it into winner's side top 96 flawlessly. Once here, Ryuo defeated Messiah the Incineroar before getting a Game 5 upset victory over Raru, a big deal that allowed Ryuo to move into winners quarterfinals. Though, once here, Ryuo would lose to Fui the Yoshi 3-1, dropping into losers and lastly defeating Roy main Alice 3-1, making losers side top 8 in order to go up against Akola.
バナナ当たっても大丈夫みたいですね。マリオカートもびっくり。おっと、どうだ空中しろ。これは撃墜。ダイヤの装備を携えたアコーラ。どっちの武器が強い。ブロックが戻ってくる。横綱した。これは撃墜。ダイスケールがしっかりと確保されていたからこそのこの生き残りでありますが、しかし空中しろが当たる。バナナもアコーラ選手のもの。そしてあえて金もあります。作業台で揺さぶりをかけながらダイヤのプレーンな空中しろが刺さる。どうなるか。中央で転倒していますがモンキーフリップの感性が乗っていたのでというところで、さあこの位置はどうだ。バナナも使ったが苦しいコードだ。ジャンプは回復していなかった。バナナがあるので無理はしません。さあ気まずい密着空中しろ捉えた。これは撃墜。とどめの一撃だ。
But in the end, Akola defeated Ryuo 3-0, moving on in bracket and eliminating Ryuo at 7th place as the 13th seed. Now it's time for us to take a look at the other side of Losers 8ths, Meister vs Raru. Meister jump scare? That's right, the Mexican Game & Watch main has been in Japan for quite a while, attending a bunch of majors and locals and getting good practice in on Smashmate. Sumabato SP51 marked Meister's last tournament in Japan, and he was coming into it as the 16th seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools, though not flawlessly, dropping a game to legendary TO Maida-kun's Zelda, but clutching it out to make top 96 through winners. Once here, Meister defeated Alice 3-0 before losing to Akola in just as many games, getting sent down into losers bracket as projected. Once here though, something clicked in Meister, first defeating Rarikikusu, Joker main Luminous, and lastly, defeating one of the top seeds, Hurt. All 3 sets without dropping any games, with Meister moving into losers side top 8. Raru was coming into the tournament as the 4th seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools, but not flawlessly. Just like Meister, dropping a game, this time to Menbo, but again, clutching it out to make top 96. Once here, Raru defeated 33 Parent Box's Steve in a 3-1, before getting upset by Ryuo in a close game 5, which we covered earlier. Dropping into losers, Raru first defeated Ron's Yoshi in a 3-1, before next defeating Suna's Greninja 3-0, and lastly defeating Snow's Aegis in one more 3-0, getting the run back from Umebura SP11. With that victory, Raru made it into loser side top 8, in order to go up against Meister.
中前も少しルイチが窮屈そうには見える回避上がり通したい楽をしたいところにはやはりマイスター陣取っています。そして横今日少し崖に膨らんだところですがオイルパニックバケツに1メモリファイヤーボールがたまります。おっとルイチサークロン無敵切れにしっかりともうストックは並びたくないところではありますかねラル選手が。さあラル着地ができるか。なんとそこにも下スマッシュを置いています。再び中央空中中の差し込み崖のシェフ5つ出た後この後横強攻撃またしてもちょっと怖いか。さあ回り込み回避を絶対に許さない上スマッシュのホールドファイヤーボールを置きたいだろうというところしっかりバケツをさあマイスターのボムが降り注ぐ亀も刺してくる特人も降り注ぐ横強やはりこれか撃墜この安定感。
And ultimately, Meister defeated Raru 3-0. Especially impressive given that Meister has not defeated Raru once since coming to Japan. Until now, that is. With this big win, Meister moved on in bracket, and Raru was eliminated at 7th place as the 4th seed. But before we can catch up with Meister and Ikola in loser side of bracket, we have to take a look up at winners semifinals. Those sets being Fui versus Akakikusu and Yoshidora versus Ashimo. Let's start with Yoshidora and Ashimo, shall we? Yoshidora was coming into Sumabato SP51 as the 10th seed, and started off the weekend by sweeping pools flawlessly. Then moving into top 96 and defeating Limac 3-1, Jogibu in a close game 5 set, and then Hurt in yet another game 5. Getting a big win to make top 8 from winner's side. Ashimo was coming into the tournament as the number 6 seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools, though not flawlessly, dropping a game to Avaru's Steve on the way into top 96. But once here, Ashimo defeated Rarikukusu, Kome, and Snow, all without dropping a single game to make winner's side top 8, in order to go up against Yoshidora.
あ、大丈夫大丈夫はなくなった。行くんかい竜巻おまけがついてきて今度はお前じゃと移動回避があって本当によかった、やばい、うますぎ、差し返しだけ67、バックステップが特殊、うわー届かないのか、届かないんですね、なるほどね、上を取って今一滴の、ここで差し合いとかね、激戦までの流れとしてはということですよね。
流れも展開継続、着地狩りとか書き詰めとかに依存するんですけど、それをセービングでごまかせるんで龍は、はい、そこでなんで
上が見えてくるか吉田、
こうなってくるとヨシの上強背面置きが結構強いですね。密着を作って駆け込んでくる龍に対して刺さるんですけど、
激痛したけど。
And in the end, Ashimo defeated Yoshidora 3-0, moving on into winners finals and casting Yoshidora into losers to face Akala. But before we see that set, we have to see the other side of winners semis, Akakikusu versus Fui. Fui, 1/3 of Japan's Triforce of Yoshi players, was coming into the tournament as the 28th seed, by far the lowest seed to make top 8 at this tournament, and started off the weekend by getting through pools, going game 3 against the best active duck hunt main in the world, MCK, but clutching it out to make top 96 through winner's side. Once here, Fui got a big upset win over Doramigi's Min 3-1, moving on and then defeating Greninja main Jagame 3-0, who was a big breakout story, having just upset Shirayuki the round before. Lastly, Fui defeated Ryuo in a 3-1 set victory to make top 8 through winner's side. And lastly, Akakikusu, coming off of a good run at Umabura just a few weeks ago, came into Sumabato SP51 as the 9th seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools without dropping a single game. Then moving into top 96 and defeating Yamadi 3-0, Luminous in a 3-1, and lastly, defeating the 1 seed Ikola in yet another 3-1 victory, moving into top 8 through winner's side in order to go up against Fui.
反応できてる。固めて。一体よくか。なるほどね。今なずに避けてこの崖。
さすがに。そうね。
この引き電の先端が非常に強力。空中しろ。ザキで一旦上。蓋をしてね。復帰ルートに。
やばい。きつすぎる。
一発目で。
ヘッツェルモンシールドがさすがに無理です。
冷める火炎切りはこのね、本来の勇者の2大弱点崖と着地、ここに対して福井ヨッシーが糸口をつかめれば、なんてことをするんだ。
ためられたら終わりっすよ。うまい。
掴んで千載一遇、ルーラは回したか。
これは
帰れへん。
And ultimately, Akekikusu defeated Fui 3-0, moving into winners finals against Ashimo and casting Fui down into losers quarters in order to go up against Meister. And since we're talking about that set already, let's just go watch it now, shall we?
これの若さ。
マイスターがボタンをなんてことを。
出てくるんでね、ゲナンドッチは。
そろそろね。ヨッシーといえどもと
OP 1秒決意されない選択肢を許容して受け入れられるから。
ここで耐えるポイントが来ました。うますぎるよ、差し口が何か入れ替わってどうする。
おお、よく消した。
オン上壁を張る。
なるほど、毎回見せるかけたが、
あっと空前が最後に見ていて
ジャンプコードがむずいな。
追いかける。さあマイスター1回上スマッシュは狙いますが、もう1回狙う。
うわー、
まずいぞ。
おお、どこどこ
どう出るの。福井よし。そうなんさすがにだよな。うわー、スピットボールスパーキー。
And in the end, Meister defeated Fui 3-0, moving on in bracket and eliminating Fui at 5th place as the 28th seed. Meister, now sitting in losers semifinals, would have to fight the victor of the other side of losers quarters, Yoshidora versus Akola.
のタイミング切りどころ2回やるとね、その後おっとこれはこのとこ空中白3打目が当たって展開を取ることができるか。空中白、これはさすがに撃墜だ。ラインを回復しているがジャンプをすれば捉えられるようなトロッコ、そして空中、これは後ろですかね。先を着で固めて、おっとまたしても不正だ。ビッグバンじゃなくてよかった。恐竜はまだ生存しています。しかし空中前まだ撃墜はしませんが、高くついた空中後ろせき止めてさすがに撃墜。ブロックを背にコラ選手が前を管理します。しかし捉えた吉田、力をで拾って空中へ、空中後ろ目いっぱい外に押し出したこの崖。よし、キックが当たらないように肥料をかけるが空中へ捉えたのは吉空。当たっても撃墜しない位置。空中攻撃、反対側に飛ぶ。空中後ろさすがに撃墜。再び壁、そして台のずらしがなくなりますが再び作業台。攻め込む隙はどこにある。空中へが当たるが空中後ろ、これは捉えた。撃墜。
And in a close Game 5 set, Akola defeated Yoshidora 3-2, moving on in bracket and eliminating Yoshidora at 5th place as the 10th seed. A really good return to form for Japan's best Yoshi. Akola now moved into losers semifinals in order to go up against Meister.
させてまだまだマイスターターンを継続。これはまさかこんなとこに乗っているから、ここは一旦ラインを入れ替えます。アコーラ上京から、その上からあのところ降ってくるがなんとか避けて、さあ空中後ろマイスターターンを作って撃墜。3回振ったところ空中後ろ、嫌な予感がするが大丈夫か。大丈夫でした。この後トロッコで逆に仕留めに来たところ、これは大王にて空中下で撃墜。本当にスティーブの理論値を言っている男、痛いぞ。ずらしにも対応して、まさかワンタッチで、これはまさかこのとこ落ちてくる。106マイスター苦しい下スマッシュ撃墜。
But in the end, Akola defeated Meister 3-0, moving on in bracket and eliminating Meister at 4th place as the 16th seed, getting double eliminated by the best player in the world. Although, this was the second major that Meister made top 8 at during his stay in Japan. And overall, this was a superb performance to cap off a superb trip. Akola now sat comfortably in losers finals, awaiting the resolution of winners finals, Ashimo vs Akikikusu.
ミオリム101対56、もうここは小足は食らってもいいというような展開に、足森1戦目よもやの大激戦、足森の展開から一気に赤キスの展開までが、最後は空中白が掴みに行ったところ、なぜか回避で通して空下から痛そう難を逃れたが、しかしその後小足空白飛び込むがまだ大丈夫、ルーラーを引くしかなかったところ引いて、昇竜拳がキャンから打って撃墜、足も竜リーチラリホー通って、さあ2回眠らせて面白い空中したイワズン入って 107%、 さあ横精度難しいピオリも使って、なんでそこで下相撲を溜めてる、ザラキ見てから上がる、ここは空中前ガードさせる、ジャクジャクずらしに対応か、ジャックさんだ判断してる、空下を狙う、面白い両回避、さあどうする、後ろが取って撃墜。
And in the end, Ashimo defeated Akikikusu 3-1, advancing into grand finals from winner's side and casting Akikikusu down into loser's finals for the run back from winner's quarters against Akola.
この大上に行けるバケマ非常に強力がダウンして嫌な意味合い、ダイヤの武器残っているメラゾーマン、あメラゾーマンの後ろ完成がうますぎる読み合い、空中白危ない、トロッコで着地を直接叩きに行きます。ここで歩いて嫌な読み合い、これはきっちり掴んでメラゾーマン、あっとブロックが逆に邪魔をした形、植木を拾ってワイキルとメラうまいご、ここのステージはルーラの帰ってくる位置もね、ステージが狭い分本当に弱いので、胃の一番に切りたくなるんですが、あこれ2本目を取る準備は整ったか、デイン超強気、ジャックサンダージャンボを誘っての空中白、本命のずらしジャック、前受け身判断できる、受け身きっちり、いや
お守り仕事しましたね。
いい位置でのブロック、ピオリメ美味しい展開、受け身を取るのも織り込み詰め、さあどうする、見えてる。
And in the end, Akola defeated Akikikusu 3-1, moving on in bracket and eliminating Akikikusu at 3rd place as the 9th seed, one of Hero's best ever tournament runs. Akola had now defeated the player who had sent him to losers and advanced into grand finals from the losers side, much like he had done at Umabura SP11 just a few weeks ago. This time, he was advancing into grand finals against Ashimo, and it's time to see which of the two would claim the title of champion at Sumabato SP51.
第51回スマート SP グランドファイナル、勝者側足も敗者側コーラ参りましょう。竜巻であえてブロックを出しているところにちょっかいをかけに行きます。大足灼熱が入る、これはどうだ、パーセントは圏内だった、エルトラ、なるほどな、いやー本当にウエストマッシュの通し方一つとっても、なんだろう、これは中足から昇竜拳か、一旦距離を取る波動拳から DA 強気、これを当たらないというファンだったか、ジャクジャク昇竜かなとこを真面に飛んで、さあどっちが撃墜通す、ジャクジャク昇竜拳、しかし行動が刺さった、かなとこの暴れが光る空中前、さあこれは帰れるか、
2回目、
お見事、一気に劣勢を覆したヤシモに対して動じないアコーラ、
これで同時なの素晴らしいですけどね、
旅行稼いで空中しろ、 トロコ乗り直して空中まで飛び落としていきます。そしてお見事、細心の注意を求められるのはアコーラか。メティオを狙いに行ったか。これは空中後ろ、ここに来て操作性能を捉えずメティオで撃墜。ブロックを作って、さあどうする。2段ジャンプを使って移動回避。面白すぎる。
いやー、そう
前に行ったところ決めきるのか。足もリセットか。ゴーラ
削り切るか。
トロコ空中後ろ、
どっちが削る。
空後ろからガード前、上スマッシュ。まだ耐えて
最終弾。
一旦がきに行く。読み合い、空後ろ空後ろ、よけて上弱いくぞー。
And in a close Game 5 set, Ashimo defeated Akola 3-2, eliminating Akola at second place as the first seed, and with Ashimo winning Sumabato SP51 as the number 6 seed. This is a landmark tournament in many ways. Firstly, this is Ashimo's first major win, and it's a super major at that. Ashimo has been one of those players who I just needed to see win a major, alongside the likes of Meister, Dabuz, and Siski. And seeing him accomplish that, especially over the number 1 ranked player in the world, is quite stellar. Secondly, this is also Ryu's first major win, doing it solo. This makes Ryu the second Shoto in the game to win a major, right behind Kazuya. Although that's only if you consider Terry having not won a major yet, which is certainly debatable if you count him as a co-main. Either way, this tournament was a landmark for many players. Players making a return to form like Ryuo or Fui or Yoshidora, and players reaching new heights like Meister and Ashimo. Not to mention, we're starting to see a trend emerge with Akola, taking second place both here and at Umebura. The cracks are beginning to form in Steve's once thought invincible armor, and it'll only be a matter of time before Akola repairs that armor or crumbles into pieces. Only time will tell. But I, for one, am very excited to see the future of this ranking season. It's already off to such a crazy first few months. And if you're excited for it too, don't forget to subscribe, both here on my personal channel and on the Luminosity Smash channel. But with that said, that's going to be it for today's video. Before I go, shout out to my patrons Seth Laster, Logan S, Persipom, Wawa, Mrs. Sinister, Happy Feet, Ocean Man, Mistybot, Diamond Blaze, and my tier 2 patrons Iltis and Ben L. Additionally, shout out my YouTube members DJR Jr., Kirby Fan, Nexus, Loco Soco, and my tier 2 member Wu-Tang Forever. Lastly, extra special thanks to my tier 3 supporters Myriad MTG, who says Big D will make it out of his slump, Avidoon, who says Mr. Rice is the GOAT of Smash content, Iltis, who says MK Leo always comes back, Grant I Am, and Stormtrooper 101. If you want to support me using any of these methods, links are in the description down below. Don't miss my next upload. But until then, I've been RisterMice, and thank you all so very much for watching.